Where we need to start right now the presentation. Aditya, Adarsh, Akansha, Akshay. Who would like to give first the presentation? Yes, all the participants, you can unmute you and you can talk to me. Good morning, Anuj. Good morning, Akansha. So you can unmute yourself and we can start with that.
Hello,
Yes, who is it?
ma'am. This is Wilfred. Can I present my
Who
screen?
is it?
Wilfred, ma'am. Nali.
Wilfred. Yeah, I will give the presenter rights. Hold on for a second. Yeah, Wilfred, you are a presenter right now?
Yes, ma'am. The PPT is opening 1 minute.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Is it visible? The PPT.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, we've taken. Ma'am, I had one doubt regarding this.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, I have
Mm-hmm.
taken the password, like when you're entering the password and the characters that you can use.
Mm-hmm.
So, ma'am, yes, ma'am. So here, like I've said, that the password should be between 6 to 10 characters,
Mm-hmm.
and it requires a number like an integer in the password itself. But
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, here I've taken like an estimate of, like, let's say a number between 1 and 100,
Mm-hmm.
like something like that, like ABC 100, something like that should be a
Mm-hmm.
password. Is
Mm-hmm.
that good enough, or ma'am, should I change that?
No, it is fine.
It's fine.
But 100, don't you think so that 100 is a length or the number?
No, ma'am, like ma'am, your password is like 6 to 10
Oh,
characters, and it should include a number between 1 and 100, something
sure,
like that.
sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. Just go ahead, Wilfred.
Yes, ma'am. So, I'm in my boundary value testing. I have these cases here, which is like
Mm-hmm.
the minimum number of characters that I can input as my password, and the
Mm-hmm.
minimum number, which is like 6 and 1, as in the lower value of my password and my numeric input. And
Mm-hmm.
this makes up for 9 test cases, which
So do you mean to say that if I enter 7 characters, I need to put the number 2?
no, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am,
It's just
that's
an
like,
example you have
it's
taken.
just like, yes, ma'am. It's like ma'am, these are just like the minimum and maximum values of these
Okay.
variables per se. So
Uh-huh.
here is like the same thing, where if my character is 6 and I have the number 1, which are the lower values, my password is correct. If it is minimum plus 1, which is like 7 in character, and like
Mm-hmm.
number 2 for the variable wise, it's again the valid password. These are like the 9 test cases for boundary value testing.
Sure, 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 sure.
And
So that means you need to create the 9 test cases.
yes, ma'am, for boundary value. And here we have
But why do
robustness
you
test.
require 9 test cases, Wilfred? You just what you can do is you can take care about first boundary test case. You can take care about the nominal, and you can take care about the last boundary, the maximum one. Other
Ma'am,
than those
I
things,
Yeah, ma'am, I thought that, but then I was looking
yeah, other
in
than
the
those
book.
things, I need not to take care about the specific test cases.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Because in the book it was given like minimum plus
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
maximum
yeah,
one. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
did it
So
according to that.
no, no, no. It is fine. I'm not saying, but with the experience, you are going to get the information. Okay, the same thing is going to happen because if
Okay.
it is between 6 to 10, then those many of test cases I do require. But with the experience, you are going to get this information. Okay, that how many test cases are you going to execute actually?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I got that.
Yeah, please go
Yes,
ahead with the presentation
yes,
now.
ma'am. These are all the cases for boundary value. And here we
Mm-hmm.
talk about robustness testing. So in robustness, we add two more values, which is
Mm-hmm.
one more than the maximum and one less than the minimum. I've written that
Mm-hmm.
maximum by mistake. And
Mm-hmm.
so with this, now we get a total of 13 test cases.
So for which functionality you have taken the
Ma'am,
robustness?
ma'am, password only, ma'am. I'm taking for the same thing.
So do you
But
mean to say the password is going to be from the from 5 to 11 as well?
no, ma'am, it won't be because 6 to 10 is like the what do you call it? Like the length, the desired length of the password. So if there are, let's say, 5 characters, it won't work. And if there are 11 characters or more than 10 characters, it's not going to work.
Okay, okay.
So
So
those are the
that
two
means
main
here
things.
you are not going to means robustness testing is going to fail over here.
Yes, ma'am. As I can
Yeah.
show in the next table, there are a couple of cases where it shows invalid password
Mm-hmm.
because the number of what do you call it? Like the number of characters is falling less than 6, or the
Mm-hmm.
number of or the required integer input is less than 1. Like in one case here it's 0 and 5, which shows an invalid password. Here it
Okay.
is 11 and 101, which is again an invalid password.
Okay.
And here
Fine.
in the nominal cases, yeah.
Okay. Move next.
Ma'am, that's it, ma'am.
Okay, fine. It's done. So quite
Yes,
nicely presented. And only one test case are you means only one functionality are you taking care about?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, for this example, I only took this one.
Okay, okay, okay. Fine. Not a problem. Yeah. Any next one? Whoever is the next one? Yes, all the participants. Wilfred, I will dismiss you from the presenter list.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, all the participants. Not a problem, Akash. Yes. Anyone else? Ahmed, Akansha, Akshay, Anuj, Del, Ritik, Kshitij, Nibir. Yes, my dear students. Come on, my dear students. I just want to have your understanding. I have given you a day to practice.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes? Who is it?
Ma'am, Nishmita here.
Yes, Nishmita.
Ma'am, can I present?
Sure, I will give you the presenter rights.
Okay.
Yeah, Nishmita, here you go.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Not right now. Maybe after a second or two.
Ma'am, now?
No, no, no. Yeah, it is visible now.
So, ma'am, my topic is the virtual keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
And for black box testing, like the functionalities which require black box testing, is the layout and the type of the keyboard, as in type of the keyboard, as in this, like, is the keyboard 75% or not, and the layout it should be QWERTY format. Um, Along with the spacing of the keys, like it should not be too far apart, not too close to each other. And also, like the checking of the functionality of each key is also requires black box testing.
Okay.
Uh, and for robust testing,
But then in that case, Nishmita, when you are going to check the functionality of each key, you need to take care about each key. You cannot go with the equivalent class partitioning into that. Isn't
okay,
it, Nishmita? See the things.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because each and every functionality, each and every key is going to have the different functionality.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so A is going to press A, not E. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Yes, ma'am.
in that particular sense, just give me a second. In that particular sense, you need to address this as well. Just give me a second. Yeah. Yes, Nishmita. So I hope you got what I'm saying.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
even if we say the equivalent class, the boundary value analysis is going to allow you to go with the equivalent class partitioning. But still, this is the case study, isn't it, for your virtual keyboard? So I cannot, take care about the equivalent partitioning over here, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because each and every key is going to be different. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
So ranges cannot be created over here.
Ma'am, it can be created. Like if you take the ASCII value of each key and you can keep that
Uh-huh.
as the range.
Yeah, that is then going to be there.
Yes, ma'am. I've done that only.
Okay, fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. So for like robust testing is done to test that there is no lag in between the pressing the key and displaying them. Since I'm using an I'm tracking the object's movements in order to press the key which is presented on the screen. So I should be make sure that there is no lag in pressing the key and the key getting displayed on the screen. The boundary value analysis is checking the functionality of each key in the keyboard. And for example, I've just you know divided them into groups. Like for the uppercase alphabets, I've done the boundary value analysis. Like for A to Z, the ASCII value of capital A is 65, so that is the minimum, and the maximum is Z, so that's 90. So I've done boundary value analysis according to that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the same for lowercase alphabets. Since we have to take one input at a time, that's why the number of test cases for each group would be 5. And the same for the minimum and maximum, like lowercase a and lowercase z. And for numbers, I've taken ASCII values also. So like from 48 to 56. Of tests, since
Okay.
I've for this example I've divided it into three groups. I've not taken the special characters and enter key and space bar key into consideration for now. I've only taken the uppercase alphabets, lowercase alphabets, and the numbers. So the
Okay, so
number,
for uppercase and lowercase, for both the things, you have given the ASCII value.
yes, ma'am. As you
Okay, fine, fine.
uh,
Yeah,
lowercase,
yeah,
and this is for uppercase.
fine. Okay.
There are three groups, and each group has like 5 test cases. So the total number would be 15 test cases according to the formula, like 4n plus 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So why the 4n plus 1 exists, Nishmita?
Ma'am, I don't know, like because
Just, just take your efforts. Just take your efforts. Why the 4n plus 1 exists?
like
Yeah.
ma'am to get a proper amount of like testing, like since
There is
if
no proper
like for
amount of testing.
like
See,
ma'am, what
Nishmita.
I
Yeah.
meant was like if in for a particular project there would be like many test cases, like if it's a a big project, so it's not feasible to check each and every test case because it would require a lot of time. So like if you go according to that formula, there would be some reduction in the number of test cases, and it would check like it would kind of include everything but still not everything, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Okay, fine, fine. Now try to see, Nishmita, try to see the the perspective for that. When you say, that's why I asked you that how have you reached to 4n plus 1? You have reached to 4n plus 1 by having the different kind of permutations and combinations. Are you getting my point? So
Yes, ma'am.
n is a value of variable, fine. And when there are two variables which are getting dynamically changed, like minimum is also changing and maximum is also changing within a specific range. So in that case, you are going to see the number of values. If you are going to have, you are going to have minimum and maximum. One is you are going to have minimum and maximum minus, isn't it? This is a second. One you are going to have minimum and nominal. Are you getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
The next you are going to have nominal and maximum. Next you are going to have nominal and maximum minus. Are you getting my point?
Yes,
Next
ma'am.
you are going to have minimum plus and maximum minus. So see the different kind of the permutations, and those many of values or those many of test cases you are going to derive. That's why, and it comes equals to 4n plus 1. Are you getting my point? Plus 1 is always going to be a nominal comma b nominal. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so if anyone asks you that how have you derived 4n plus 1? Why there are not 5n plus 1? Your answer is going to be the 4n plus 1 exists because those many of permutations and combinations, when the two variables are changing the values dynamically, exist. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So take the two variable, compare with the variables, compare with the variable and the medium value, compare with the minimum and the maximum value, and see how many combinations are done. You need to focus on Nishmita, all the participants also I'm saying. You all need to focus on how exactly the formula is being derived. If someone asks you that 4n plus 1, no, there is a formula, that's why we need to do it. No. The formula is being derived based on the requirement that how many test cases we are going to have. Isn't it, Nishmita?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? So just take care of it. Fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Nishmita. So I will dismiss you from the presenter list.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone else? Who is it? Yes, all the participants. Kanik, Kshitij, Kushan, Jatin, Ritik, Rahul Goyal, Rishabh, Satvik.
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask a small doubt actually.
Who is
For the
it?
input, this is Dave.
Then,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
then.
This
Yeah.
is a small doubt actually. I wanted to ask for the input analysis. I think for Nishmita, I think it was for a keyboard. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Like for the input, can special characters also be classified as boundary testing? Like in her case, I'm just
That's
trying
what
to compare to
what
my
she
mod.
said. If you do remember what she said, that she has taken the range of the number. So she has taken a one particular character which can be turned into the number by your system, and she has taken the range according to that. Are you getting my point?
Not
Then,
exactly. I'm still trying. I'm
okay.
trying to understand.
So when you say how exactly the special character is being handled by your system, what is the decimal or the binary value for that special character? So that particular value she has taken as a range.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what my question to her was, that you need to take care for each and every character, because to define the equivalent class partitioning, the things may be different. But Nishmita, you need to take care about the functionality is fine. But when you are going to take care about the characters, so suppose A is 65, so A has to display as a, not as a E. Are you getting my point, Nishmita? So this thing
Yes,
you need to take care about.
ma'am. In the table, as the expected output, I've put characters only. Like for 65,
Yeah,
if 65 is
yeah.
entered, it displays A. Like I've written that in the table.
Okay, okay, okay. Dale, I hope I answered your question. Yes, anyone else? Come on. Adarsh Singh, Akash Mahato, Ali Asgar. My dear students, Atul Sri Kumar, Ritik, Pavit Singh, Pranay, Rahul Goyal. Fine, no one is there. Only Nishmita and Wilfred have presented. Okay, now let me know how do I proceed right now. All the participants. Who is it? Just let me know how to proceed right now. Sukanya, Swarangi, Vyapak. If your mic is not working, you can call me and you can present over the screen. I can put my system onto the speaker mode.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Who is it?
This is Nirmit this side.
Yes, Nirmit.
Yes, ma'am. So we had a chat with our mentor, and we will be preparing an add-on for Blender.
Uh-huh.
And for that, we are yet to decide exactly that what we are gonna do. So
Uh-huh.
not really in a
So
position
how
to
much
present.
time do you require, Nirmit, for the decide?
Ma'am, I think we already have somewhat decided like 75%, but we will be finalizing it by the end of this week.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Then,
because see, until because immediately after that, so from tomorrow's, I need to take care about the white box testing.
yes,
So I cannot go ahead and see exactly how you are moving because the entire project has to move towards a different kind of testing. So black box testing is really going to be good if you are taking care about the display purpose. So it saves your time. But for the specific kind of functionality, the white box testing is only preferred method. Okay? Yes. Anyone else? Okay. If you are not done with the presentation, any doubt you would like to ask me?
Yes, ma'am. What is more preferred, the white box testing or the black box testing in general?
White box testing is more preferred right now when you are going to go to the agile as well as the DevOps. Okay, but in case because right now what is required, what is the industry requirement is? Industry requirement is the software developers are only going to be the tester. Are you getting my drill? So if I go with the white box, sorry, the black box tester, if the testing team is not at all aware of the architecture of the system, the way the troubleshooting is going to be managed if any problem arises is really different. So their job is to just kind of going to call the software developer that what is happening. They are
Because
not in the
I
position to
just
understand.
wanted, yeah, thank you, ma'am. I understood, but I just had some because in my project I have something which is like very, goes in a lot of detail. This a particular
Uh-huh.
type of testing goes very like into like much detail. So I wanted to know whether I could remove it from the black box testing and put it into the white box testing because
Yeah, we need to see the try to see this particular thing. Why the DevOps is into the picture right now, or why the Agile into the picture, or why the Dev Security Ops into the picture right now? Because anyone who is handling the testing as well as the quality assurance as well as the on the customer support, those people needs to be or those people should be able to handle or solve the problem what the customer is facing. If I'm just going to take care about those testers who really do not understand the architecture of the system, those are of not going to be any use for me right now. The reason is because we have moved from the standard waterfall where the testers have to do their own job. They are not bothered about what the development team is doing. We are moving towards the DevOps. And DevOps means the QA team is there, the system admin team is there, the business analyst is there. The developers are there. Are you getting that? So the software architecture, the requirement analysis, everyone must be aware of. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell?
And ma'am, where are the uses of black box testing? Because some of the places I've put the black box testing, but it could be changed to the white box. I don't know.
Black box testing could be changed into the white box if and only if I realize that this particular functionality is being changed. I do require the testing at the more granularity level, which the black box is not going to provide you. Black box is just going to say either this particular test is pass or fail. Okay, why it is pass or why it is fail, there is no answer because the testers are not at all aware of the entire architecture. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah. Anyone else? Sure, others, not a problem. I do not have any problem. I do have the phone as well. What happened, Rohit? Rohit Bhavnani? I did not get your message. Yeah, anyone else? They can actually, today is the day what I have given to you to understand the challenges what you have faced during the implementation for your black box testing to your project. We can discuss it. Yes, anyone? Shivansh Gupta, Shubhet, Sukanya Sarkar. Come on, my dear student, this platform is open for the discussion.
Ma'am,
Yes, who is it?
it's Ritik.
Who?
Ma'am, Ritik.
Ritik. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, so in my project, I can't think of an example other than the password where I'll be using this black box testing.
Okay, so can you just tell me your perception, how you are trying to take care about it? Should I give you the presenter rights?
Ma'am, I don't really have anything to present and
Fine.
just
So
have
can
this.
you can I get to know your perception onto that
Ma'am, about ma'am what?
about creating the test cases for the black box testing?
Ma'am, so there's only one I could think of, that is the password.
Fine. Just elaborate it. Just elaborate it.
Ma'am, so it's similar to what Wilfred had shown. So
Mm-hmm.
um, so there'll be like a minimum limit, like the minimum character should be four, let's say, and
Mm-hmm.
then the maximum characters will be 11 or 12. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't really decided. So
Fine.
then, as we do in this black box testing, we decide the mm, minimum minus nominal values and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll take those values, and then so we'll basically divide the input
What
values
if
into.
the password is going to contain the special character?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what will be your approach for that?
Ma'am, for special characters, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so you need to take care about that, isn't it? If you have listened to Nishmita's presentation, so Nishmita has given, when you say the characters, so when you say the 6 to 10, 6 to 10s are basically the length. There I'm not going to say, okay, the password is A or password is B or password contains A or password contains B. I'm going to see what is the length of the character, whether it includes a special character or not, isn't it? The entire password is getting stored into the plain text or in the hash, Ritik? All the
Uh,
participants. I'm asking this question. The password is getting stored in terms of hash or in terms of only the plain text?
Ma'am, I think it'll be like normal text only.
No, the password have to be hashed. Please take care, Rick, and all the participants as well. I cannot store the password in the plain text. What if the database is lost? So anyone can take care, or anyone, our database is hacked. Anyone can actually go and get the password and can log in into my system, isn't it? Ritik?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you have to take care about while creating the permissions or while creating the what you can say the web page which is going to accept the username and the password. As soon as that password is going to move ahead to the second page, web page, it has to be hashed. Are you getting Ritik? So that was the
Ma'am,
major problem. I believe I'm not exactly so sure about. Have you heard the way the the web page is going to traverse with the different kind of communication channel, or you can say the information is going to be traversed with a different kind of communication channel, and if the information is into the plain text, your system is going to be hacked very quickly. Are you getting my point, Ritik?
yes,
And
ma'am.
all the participants take care of this particular thing. This is a first question anyone can ask you. The question is that how I'm going to take care about the security of the password which is being traversed.
So that comes in the white box testing, yeah, the
That comes
security testing.
exactly that comes under the white box testing, because the white box is going to take care about the architecture of the system. That's why right now, that's what Dell has said. Everywhere the white box testers are now preferred because they are the programmers as well. Okay?
Sometimes the security testing is done by another team of programmers that only deal with some modules of the application. Yeah.
Yes. So right now, this kind of architecture is going to go with the Dev Security Ops or DevSecOps, we say. Okay, where the security engineers are aware of exactly how the application is flowing, where the data transmission is taking place, and where you need to put the tight security. Okay, security is always going to be the multi-layered approach. It is never going to be a single layer approach. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Sanskar, Shivansh, Rahul Nair, Nibir Ray. Are you there, Nibir? Yeah. So if there are no questions, so I assume that everyone is aware of now black box and there are no doubts which can actually may lead to the different discussion. So let me open up, can you open up the book at your end, which was where we were discussing about the boundary value analysis as well as the robustness testing, the unit number 4. Okay. So just make sure about this particular thing. Let me open up the some of the numericals. Okay. Now, can anyone do the example 4.2? Although they have given the solution, but if you open up the book and please try to do the example 4.2 at your end. A program computes a to the power b, where a lies in the range from 1 to 10 and b within 1 to 5. So design the test case with this program using BBC. Now see here, A value is also dynamic and the B value is also dynamic. All the participants, please open up the example 4.2. The page is 102. Kushan, would you like to present? Sure, Kushan, I will give you the presenter rights. Hold on. Yes, Kushan, you are a presenter right now?
Kushan will be presenting and I will be explaining.
Okay, fine, not a problem. Go ahead. Yes. Kushan, I have given you the presenter rights. So if you can share your screen, you can. Yeah, tell me. Can you just increase the font size so that the things are going to be visible? Yes, Adarsh, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. And basically, the robust testing of our project are like the interface robustness testing. Basically, which we will be testing is like what if, like, when we will be bombarding with multiple inputs to that application. Like, yeah, so definitely there will be like the cases like if there will be like number of count of a student increases. This will be some of the testing we will be doing. Basically, yeah, the such criteria basically in most cases there will be either there will be UI or interface of the application may hang or crash. Like, but if it's not, then it's the robust UI.
Okay.
Yeah, and the most and the major part of the application is the dependability of a benchmark, like benchmark. We have two dependable hardware that we are using in our project. That is RFID beacon and common like the Bluetooth compatible devices. So RFID beacons can be basically tested like how many number of like Bluetooth compatible devices that can be like scanned or detect. Like from theory, we have not tested in real time, but theoretical is that it can only test 24 or 25 devices.
Oh,
And
okay, okay. So do you
yeah,
have the document for that particular thing which says, okay, the 24 or 25 can be tested?
yeah, ma'am, actually, just as theory that we have studied, we have basically researched on that. We
Okay.
have,
So please
we have
give the reference, Adarsh for the same.
okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay, but ma'am, that will be not the nominal, basic. It will be not the flawless solution for that.
Huh?
Because there might be increase in number of student in class, right? Then
Okay.
then the system will fail definitely. So still we are brainstorming on that. We are searching for the right solution.
Okay.
Yeah, the minimum value there will be definitely zero devices
Oh,
that can be scanned by the
okay.
RFID beacon, and the nominal is 12, 14, or 15. It can be,
Okay.
and
But
the
now,
max.
when you are going to go till the maximum, how the performance could be?
Ma'am, the like we have not tested yet, but if it's testing around 25 devices, then it will be okay for the like system to handle
Okay.
those.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay.
When it increases, like the number of devices increases, then definitely it will take load on backend as well. Because if it scan like at a one go, it scan around 40 devices. then
Mm-hmm.
definitely it will affect the UI of the application and the backend as well. Because
Mm-hmm.
for fetching data from backend and displaying on the screen, then it will become difficult for the system.
Okay, fine, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there will be, yeah. Then it is. Kushan, can you just move up from the backend part? Yeah. Yeah. Here, ma'am. Basically, yeah. The third point. Yeah. Ma'am, I don't know, like it's the right terminology that I'm using, the backend robustness testing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, so then, ma'am, basically in backend, how we can test the backend part is like putting a lot of CURD operations. Like if we are bombarded with the system with too much CURD operations, then
Mm-hmm.
definitely it will either it can sustain that, otherwise it will like fail.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there will be one criteria in that. And yeah, then the boundary wall value is basically the boundary value analysis. In that we have the virtual wall radius basically should be within the classroom walls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ma'am, Smith, in last class Smith has explained this about like but he has not used the serialized word basically. So we
Mm-hmm.
will be using the serialized beacons which will connect, like if I
Such
have,
serialized beacons.
ma'am, basically, it has the unique ID. Like, if there is a serial number one to the assigned to the one beacon, and
Mm-hmm.
then I have another serial like two to which is assigned to another beacon.
So that means
Uh,
you are going to do the range for the
yeah,
testing. Yeah, okay. That's why you
yeah,
are taking care about the serialization.
yeah, yes, ma'am. Because we don't know that how many corners will be there in a particular room.
Mm-hmm.
Then either the like I have taken that minimum four corners of a room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maximum it can go to the size of the classroom.
Okay,
Like
how much dynamicity it is including?
uh, ma'am, what?
Dynamicity means how frequently the values are going to change for the variables.
Ma'am, the values like if it depends upon the number of beacons that we will be placing in the classroom, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine.
Ma'am, yeah. So basically, if there is four beacon placed in a classroom, like
Mm-hmm.
in every corner, then like there will be, then the radius will be within the classroom only. It will create a virtual wall because the serialized beacon will connect in serial wise only. If it is one, then it will connect to two, then it will connect to three, then it will connect to four. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this will make the virtual wall within the classroom, and which will help to detect the that Bluetooth compatible devices.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and
Fine.
then there is a attendance count. Basically, there should be like the app shouldn't be take the number more than the attended student, the attendees.
Mm-hmm.
The minimum will be the zero, and maximum will be the strength of the classroom.
Okay, fine. Now, what I want right now from all the participants, if you open the, the fourth unit of the Naresh Chauhan book, which is the black box testing again, and into that particular book, they have given up some of the problems to take care about. They have given the some of the scenarios, like example 4.3, example 4.2 is there. I want you to go through each and every example, solve at your end. If you would like to discuss with me, you can discuss always in the class. But this is the same concept what we are actually discussing and what we are actually using. So go through those many of the problems, whatever is being done, try to do it onto your own notebook. Please take a note onto this. I want you to do all the problems onto your notebook. So if you go to the example 4.5, which is a 119 page, and the example 4.5 is trying to tell you that a program reads three number A, B, and C with the range 1 to 50 and the prints the largest number. This is a normal, normal scenario or the normal program. They design the test case for this particular program. So, can you open that, all the participants? Can you open the book at your end? See how exactly. So total are going to be the 9 test cases again here. So why the 9 test cases are going to be there? Because they have taken the set of ABC where A is less than 1 and sorry, A is greater than 1, greater than equals to 1 and less than equals to 50. The same way they have taken for the B, the same way they have taken for the C. If you go with respect to I4, that means the fourth test case, they have gone to A is less than 1, this is the 1, A is greater than 50. Then for the I6 and the I7, they have done the same thing for the B, and for I8 and I9, they have done the same thing for C. Can you check at your end? All the participants try to see. Are you able to see? Hello, am I audible to you?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
could you please tell that page number again?
4.5, example 4.5 and page number 119. Are you able to see all the participants? A very nice example they have taken. This is the first case where the 9 test cases are required, and in the second solution where exactly the 7 test cases are required. Just look at. Now can you compare the first as well as the second one?
For the next way problem.
Yes. Example 4.5, page number 119. Go through those problems and try to tell me that what is the difference between the two different approaches of the solution.
Ma'am, could you please send the PDF again?
Oh, okay, just hold on. Let me send the PDF now. It is getting uploaded. Are you able to see? I have sent it on the chat box if you can see.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Just go to page number 119 and the example is 4.5. This book is written by Naresh Chauhan. And can anyone tell me the difference between the first approach for the number of test cases and the second approach for the number of test cases? Yes, anyone? Page number is 119. Solution 1, first we partition the domain of input. Solution 2, we can derive
Hello.
another. Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in the first solution, I think
Uh-huh.
it checks each individual value if it is between the range of 1 and 50. Like in the first case, it's checking if 1 is lesser than A and A is lesser than 50, lesser than equal to. The
Mm-hmm.
same for B and then the same for C. And then it
Mm-hmm.
checks individually if A is less than 1 and A is greater than 50. And
Mm-hmm.
same for B and C. In the
Mm-hmm.
second solution, it checks if the value is greater than the other two values or lesser than the other. So in the
Mm-hmm.
first case, it's checking if A is greater than B and C. In the second one, it's checking if the variable B is greater than A and C. And
Mm-hmm.
then it later on checks if what if the numbers are equal. So like if A and B are equal and if A is not equal to C and so on. So, I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
first one, it's checking with the boundary values if it is great, if it's within the limit. And in the second one, it's checking if what number is greater than the other two numbers or variables.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So are you getting all the participants? Just look at it is a so small number of iterations you do require in the second approach, if you say, and it is going to cover everything. Have you seen that particular thing? So it is going to check that A is greater than B and A is greater than C. That means A is a greatest. So I need to have the test cases for that. Same for the B and same for the C. A equals to B and A is not equals to C. So in that case, if A is greater than C, so A and B both are the greatest number. If B equals to C and A is not equal to B, and if A is less than B, that means B and C are the greatest. See how exactly the number of test cases are being reduced. Are you getting all the participants? The approach by which you are going to put your logs or you are going to put your algorithms. Based on that particular thing, how many test cases you are going to generate. It is a simple algorithm, don't you think so, all the participants? For 1 and 2 solution. So for the first solution, I do require 2 iterations more than as compared to the second solution. Are you getting my point, all the participants?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So it is really depending on the way you are going to code, the way you are going to take care about how exactly the test cases are going to be generated, because every test case has to be executed. So it is again a process or a program, you can say, isn't it? So please go through the different. They have given a very nice examples. So go through each and every example what is being given. Okay, we haven't gone through the state table based testing or finite state machine, and here it is nothing but a process diagram what they are trying to show you. We won't go into that much of detail, but for your own things you need to be aware of where exactly the test cases. Fine. So this is the, when you say the operating system, they have given a very nice, if you do remember, I have taken the example of the operating system in the very first session to develop a project. And this is the way by which this particular operating system processes are going to be tested to see that which is the dispatch process or which one is running process, or how exactly the things are going to be carried out with respect to the black box. Are you getting my point? So go through the example 4.8 as well. Are you getting all the students? You can
Yes,
always
ma'am.
discuss with me. Go to the example 4.8 as well, and example 4.9 as well. Fine. And then we'll start with the white box. Okay. So try to solve as many as numericals you can, because these are going to give you the different way by which the number of test cases are going to be created. Friends, shall we stop right now here? And we'll start from the next session, white box. All the participants, I hope you are
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
yeah. So we will stop here, and let me stop the recording right now. And please, download the recording at your end because it is getting